Magandang umaga sa inyo guys. Good morning, Boleros Nation. It's me, your ultimate Bolero. I'm back with another vlog. It's gonna be a part of the Pinoy Prodigies. Pero, this time, hindi player ang feature natin. This time, it's actually an organization na tumutulong sa ating mga Pinoy Prodigies na sila Kobe Paras, Cholo Ano Nuevo, and Kai Soto. Basically, we've conducted an interview with none other than East West Private's Miss Patty Scott. We are actually honored and privileged to have her on our show. Maraming salamat sa inyo, Miss Patty Scott. Again, we throughout the conversation, we had a deeper understanding of what East-West Private is. Nalaman natin kung paano nila inaalagaan yung mga players nila at kung ano ang mga natutulong nila sa mga players nila. So, puntahan na natin yung interview, Boleros Nation. And bago ang lahat, maraming salamat ulit sa mga patuloy na tumatangkilik sa ating channel, Boleros Lifestyle. And don't forget to like and subscribe sa aking channel, Boleros Lifestyle. And kung gusto nyo may feature yung mga players, and don't forget to click on the notification bell, so every time na may video tayo ilalabas ay manonotify kayo. So maraming salamat, and kung may gusto kayong mensahe or sabihin, leave a comment on the comment section below or i-message nyo ako sa aking Facebook page, Boleros PH, and or sa Instagram, at Boleros Lifestyle. Maraming salamat. So, bago natin puntahan yung interview, intro muna. Intro, game. It's a 16 buff in the dark. It's a 16 buff in the dark. Good morning, guys. Good morning to our viewers. Good evening to all of you in the world. I certainly hope that you're actually having a more wonderful day so far. And we actually have a special episode today. And we also have um, from East West Private our very special guest. And we are honored to also have her, Miss Patty Scott, from East West Private. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation as well.
Good morning to you all, both Rain, Dom, and Hino. Thank you for having us. And we appreciate that you're so focused on getting to know Cho a little bit more today. And we're very honored. So we really do appreciate all three of you.
And speaking of East West Private, I have a question to Miss Patty. Miss Patty, aside from Kai and Cholo, we have lots of young and potential basketball players here in the Philippines. How the East West Private select the players to train with the EWP?
That's a great question. We focus on actually several criteria. It's not just what's on the court. It's also what's inside the heart and what's, in their mind, both mentally and physically. It's one thing to have skill and will, right? And high basketball IQ, and you can't teach height, right? So all of that is just a part of what it is. But at the end of the day, it's like, what's your attitude, right? What do you want to do with your life? Besides basketball, right? Like, are you giving back to your community? Are you, where are you wanting to go with things? So it's drive and actual mental toughness to us is much more important at times than physical, right? The basketball skills for most successful athletes, or even outside of basketball, whether it's hockey, soccer, weightlifting, track, you know, most have honed their skill extremely well. Can they take it to another level? Absolutely. Everybody can always take their skill to another level. But more importantly, do they have the mental fortitude to want to do it? And not just do it part way, but really grind, giving it everything that they have and then some on top of that. It's tough. I mean, Cholo will tell you in a day's period of time, like, there are days that your body physically doesn't think it's going to make it, but you mentally have to be strong and want to carry on, not need to carry on, but want to carry on.
Where did this advocacy of developing players holistically came from?
Well, we take a very different approach, unlike I think others in the industry. I mean, we've been very fortunate to work with some pretty incredible professionals, from Kobe to Kevin Durant. But obviously, when we brought the Ultimate All Stars over, and we were able to forge relationships and understand very early on that the game is not just physical, right? It's about confidence, and it's about being smart, but also there's a difference between being smart and being mentally confident and not being exhausted mentally and physically. And in order to do that, you have to have a balance. And in order to have a balance, you really need to understand who you are. You need to be able to admit what your strengths are and know what you need to do to even make those strengths greater. But you also need to accept where your weaknesses are and accept that some of those might not ever be where they need to be, but know of the weaknesses, what you can add to the repertoire to make it even greater. And also having a tight inner circle is important. Not having everybody around you that compliments you all the time and lets you hear what they think you want to hear, but having a very tight inner circle that's honest and really gives honest feedback, but in a trusting way. And I think that in life, right, whether you're an athlete, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an artist, I think that's what we all want in life, right? Is to have balance, to have clarity, to have trust, to have a strong inner circle, and to perform at the highest level in whatever your talent that God gave you.
Definitely a 100% on point, ma'am. Thank you so much for that point of view. And we are all learning throughout this conversation. How do you actually assess the talents here in the Philippines compared to the United States? Can we, does the Philippines have enough talent to succeed abroad? Or the Filipinos have enough talent to succeed abroad?
Absolutely. I mean, I would want nothing more. I know Tita Chow and my self stream is we ask all the time for teams to come over here to the States and compete. We would love for them to train here. We'd love for them to compete here, both as universities as well as the national team. It would be fun. It would be, obviously, if we go back and take us back to when we did the Ultimate All-Star event in 2011, and you think about all those All-Stars that were, playing against the national team as well as the All-Star team. And I can remember Derek Fisher and Chris Paul and all of them talking about how surprised in a good way that how competitive the players were. So I think that there's no question that the Filipino teams could absolutely compete. I mean, yes, the pace of play is fast, but again, it's mental, it's competitiveness, it's everything that I think they could all compete with at a very high level, if coached at that high level as well. I think coaching is just as important as the players and the team. I think everybody needs to be at that high level in order, to be competitive.
We all know that many field foreigner are part of the East West Private, and I believe that most of them are in SBP radar. So how was the working relationship with the SBP in terms of the inclusion of these prospects, especially Cholo?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, we really value the relationship with the SBP. Tita Chow is on phone calls with them both morning and night, and we just really we just can't thank them enough for always being open to anybody that we bring them from the States, and the families that reach out to us that are either Phil American or Phil Canadian or Phil Australian, whatever the case is, like, they're our first phone call, because our goal is to continue to build the national team. Like, we want nothing more than that national team to just be extremely competitive worldwide. And for every, Phil American or Australian or Canadian, to have the opportunity to play for their home country. So cannot say enough things about the leadership at the SBP and what it means to us. And it's only going to continue to get even stronger than what it is now, which is exciting to think about. Well, how can it get any more stronger than what it is now? But we have some really amazing projects that we're going to be working with them on as well. And we're just blessed and very humbled and beyond excited to work with the leadership there.
It was so nice to hear that. And I think in this as private, we can already form a national team with all the Filipinos you have on your staple.
We just want to really help anyone who has the desire to really become not just a better man or woman, but really contribute back to their country. And that to us is what we're all about, like really helping them achieve their dreams and goals. Honestly, I really have to give all the credit to Tita Chow. I mean, East West Private wouldn't be what it is today without her and her passion towards her country. And her family and the leadership there, and people she went to school with, and it's why I've become almost her sister, and why we're both so passionate about it. But we always are focused on what we can do back there. Not just that's what's a part of the East West, right? East is there, West is here. And we're constantly going to be going back and forth between both and establishing opportunities for everybody there as well as here. So want to make sure that even though she's not on this call, because she's actually on another call already in Manila. This is our high time right now, and she's working on some projects. So again, she gives our best and thankful, and gratitude to you highlighting Cho today. And we really appreciate your support.
I know, Miss Patty, having this conversation with you, we've learned that you are really building a family culture. So, Miss Patty, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. It's been, if I can say, a life-changing experience for us, since we have an insight from you and from the EWP. And thank you so much. We are really honored and privileged.
Well, thank you for loving your country and always supporting athletes worldwide. And feel free to always call us and highlight any athletes that you're aware of that want an opportunity. We will always be here to listen, and we will always be here to, tell them the truth and not lead them in the wrong direction, and do what we can to support the country.
And again, ma'am, thank you so much. So, to our viewers, before we end our show, let me borrow some code from Miss Patty and Cholo. So, basketball, it's not just a sport. It's more than a game. It's with family and the total character of a person. So, you'll with basketball, if you succeed, you'll be able to succeed in the game called life as well. So, thank you so much to our viewers. Magandang hapon, magandang umaga, magandang gabi, good evening, good morning, good evening sa inyong lahat. And thank you for watching our show. God bless.